Welcome to Scene 69, where curiosity meets conversation and fresh perspectives. I am Manoj, your host. Let's begin. Welcome to Scene 69, Kabir. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, Manoj, and thank you everyone for having me.
Before I begin, for viewers who don't know who you are, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, I am Kabir Sharma. I am a filmmaker. I am also an avid reader. You can call me an art enthusiast, connoisseur, if that fits in well. And I think that is why I'm here to talk about art.
Okay. So, literature, poetry, I know you also like shayari.
Yeah, I've recently grown a very weird fascination with shayari, specifically with a lot of melancholic shayari.
So, you like all types of, all forms of art, it seems.
I wouldn't say that, not, or at least not all type of art form. But what I feel is that I resonate with a lot of different art forms.
So, what excites you the most about art?
Art is like a tool of expression. I feel any society that expresses itself in a good way is setting itself for a good future.
जब मुझे याद है ये जब मैं 11 या 12 साल का होता था, like I would read all these GK with Derek, you used to get all different volumes of it. और मैं वो सारे पढ़ता रहता था. And my parents were often told by my teachers कि इसको please मतलब ये मत पढ़ने दीजिए. It would be much better if he spends his time reading storybooks, perhaps poetry and literature.
Mhm.
Now I kind of understand why they used to say that, but I still struggle to read. It seems like you kind of latched onto it at a much younger age. How did that happen?
This is pretty crazy because my parents were the opposite. So my parents are from a science background. So I was more interested into reading Marvel comics and all of those. So my parents used to tell me ki it's fine, like read all of this, but also like as you're saying, you used to read GK. I was forced to read GK because I never read it. I think this is what happens, whatever you push against, you're bound to go in the same lane. And because I was told not to read, I was like, not really, I was just kind of told ki this is more important. Science, general knowledge, stuff that goes around the world is more important than you reading your fancy books. It was a challenge for me ki bro ye nahi kar sakta, so I wanted to do it. Because of that I started getting in poetry. Of course I started with Sylvia Plath. It didn't mean much to me because it was not in the language that I spoke at the moment. Then I got into Premchand. The day I read Kafan, I was like, bro, this is like कुछ है जिससे मैं relate कर सकता हूँ.
Okay.
Even though कोई भी character Kafan से directly relate नहीं कर सकता, because if anybody here has read Kafan, characters from it are very much flawed.
But don't you think that is what is relatable? Like, we are not very black and white souls. None of us over here.
Exactly.
I think we are quite grey, I would say.
Yeah.
And flawed.
Exactly.
So I think that's what makes him probably relatable. Maybe not at that age, I would say.
I've read like many of Premchand's book at different stages of my life. The first time I read, I was in 7th, 8th.
Okay.
It didn't mean much to me.
Yeah.
I think that is around the time when your teachers, introduce you to Hindi Sahitya, when they introduce you to Kabir or Bulle Shah. At that point of time, it will not make sense to you. And it didn't make any sense to me. I was like, ye kya hai? Because again, the world is all lollipops at that point in time. But then when I read it after some time, when I was in 11th, 12th, I realized these characters, even though, they're not relatable to me in all its extent, but their choices are very much relatable. And I could kind of see myself and people around me in those stories. And that is when I started actually reading. And then it was just like, when it started, I got hooked onto it and I just never left it.
क्योंकि I think ऐसा होता ही है क्योंकि जब हम छोटे होते हैं हमारा देखने का शायद नजरिया एक सर्टेन टाइप का होता है, फिर हम बड़े हो जाते हैं, फिर हम कुछ और देखते हैं उन कहानियों में, और फिर एक एज के बाद शायद कुछ और देखते हैं. I think the story stays the same. The reader is the one who has actually changed.
Right.
And I think शायद हैरी पॉटर में भी कुछ ऐसा ही होता है.
हाँ.
To begin with हम लोग अरे वाह क्या मैजिकल वर्ल्ड बना दिया है इन्होंने, बट जैसे जैसे थोड़े साल बीतते हैं then you can see that there is friendship. You can see things from that arc also. You can see things from identity perspective. I think that is what.
Yeah, I think that's very true. I mean, Harry Potter, I've not seen the entire series, but for the first time when I saw it as a kid, it really, I got very heartbroken because Hermione, she didn't end up with Harry Potter. But now when I see it, like, it makes much more sense. So I do think, as you said, it's the person who's seeing it. Any kind of art, they evolve, not the art. It can stay, same, and just the relevance in your brain changes.
But a trivia for J.K. Rowling is actually the opposite, because now she feels that they should have ended up together and not with Ron Weasley. I have read this. You should.
I think that's
should
the
read that into.
creator's curse. Whatever you create, it's always gonna be like,
Yeah.
it's not good enough ever.
Yeah, I guess at hindsight, things feel a different way.
Yeah.
Tell me something. Who are your favorite writers, playwrights that have inspired you a lot, or you like to go back to every now and then?
If we are talking about playwrights, as I already mentioned, Premchand is the one for me. Shakespeare. I mean, the first time I was reading him, of course, I didn't understand anything because they were teaching it to me. I don't remember which play of his it was, but it didn't make any sense to me. It was until I saw Heather, which is an adaptation.
Okay.
And when I got into filmmaking, I was told by my teachers to watch work of Vishal Bhardwaj. And when I saw it, then I thought that maybe I should, actually go back and read what he's written. So it's quite the ulta in my case.
Yeah.
That I saw the play first and then I read it. But I think, yeah, those guys are the ones that I actually got into it.
इन्होंने जितने भी प्लेस लिखे, I mean, कुछ बहुत ही फेमस हुए थे, जैसे मैकबेथ हो गया, रोमियो एंड जूलियट हो गई, और ऐसे काफी सारे हैं, कोरियोलानस भी एक है, और इनको बार बार लोग दूसरे दूसरे देशों में भी उसका अडेप्टेशन बनाते रहते हैं. What do you think makes him so relatable so many years later? Like, अब तो I think it was from 1600, 1700, something like that.
1650s around.
Yeah.
1670s.
17th century.
Yeah.
और आज 21st century है, और आज भी लोग उनकी फिल्में बना रहे हैं. Why do you think he's so relatable?
I'm gonna borrow someone else's word on this because I've think about this a lot. Like I was like, the same question you were having when I read him. I was like, bro, why are we still making films on him?
Yeah.
I'll tell you something. What I've figured out. When you're like in the northern states of India,
yeah,
you would have some jokes, and the content of the joke would be a Punjabi. You must have heard those Santa Vansa jokes,
yes,
right?
Yes.
A very similar line of jokes you can find maybe in Europe, but the content would be an Irishman.
Okay.
The joke would be the same,
okay,
but the people will change. You can do the same thing in South India. Maybe the Malayalis will think of a Tamil man for the joke.
Okay.
The joke is the same, and that joke has remained for like forever, but the content remains the same. So I think this is just in our DNA as humans that most of all of your stories, from your films to your books, all of them, if you make a synopsis out of it, there is a set structure of maybe 9-10 stories that you can fit any story in. And when you go to Shakespeare and when you read his line of story, I think he's one of those people who made that structure the very first. If you read him, you'll realize characters are flawed. Even when you're not borrowing the entire play, when you're not borrowing the entirety of his work, even if you take any of his character and fit it in the situation, they will always make sense.
So you'd say that the emotions are very universal in his work, that it is still relevant to this date?
I'm saying that all of us process emotions in the similar way. It does not matter where we are. I mean, it's just that English is so famous that everybody has read, in a way, Shakespeare.
That's correct.
I'm very sure if Premchand wrote in English, people would carry his work. Because if you read, you'll find a lot of parallel lines between them.
Okay.
I'm saying Shakespeare just happened to be there at the right time. Because all our stories are eventually the same.
How did your love, with movies start? Because was it like you read a book, like you read Harry Potter and you wanted to now see the movies? You saw Lord of the Rings and you wanted to see the movies. How did that happen?
No, so movie for me was completely different game.
Okay.
I started loving films before I ever even read a book.
Okay.
And that too, like most basic stuff that you would watch on UTV Action, those kind of films.
Yeah. Okay.
It used to be just entertaining.
Yeah.
And I didn't make anything out of it. I mean, most people consume art without thinking a lot about it. That is universal. It is across the globe that you consume something, but उसका कुछ sense बनाने का जरूरत नहीं है. You like it, you watch it. I mean, you won't go to a theater and ask people questioners, right? कि
Yeah.
bro, तूने क्या देखा? People are going to go watch Golmaal to have fun. That is just how I started liking films. But filmmaking as a craft came on very later. It had nothing to do with writing or anything like that. But at a very good stage of my life where I was consuming a lot of art, I was consuming films. A few friends of mine, they told me you can figure this out, you can check this out, and we thought, okay, why not? Let's do some YouTube work.
Okay.
Let's edit something. Let's shoot something. And eventually, all of it just came together, and I realized I actually like doing this, and I felt कि मैं कुछ ऐसा बोल सकता हूँ कि शायद सब लोग ना बोल सकें, and वो बोलने के लिए एक स्किल चाहिए होता है. अरे right now we are speaking.
Yeah.
But it is not possible कि सब लोग को हमारा सुनना पसंद है. But maybe I have a way कि मैं ऐसे कुछ तरीके से अपनी कहानी किसी को बोल सकता हूँ कि वो 3 घंटे बैठ के देखे. Filmmaking is like a tool for me to express my skill of storytelling. And I think everybody chooses their form of storytelling. कुछ लोग बहुत अच्छा बात करते हैं, कुछ लोग बहुत अच्छा लिखते हैं. So I'm hoping बहुत अच्छा कुछ कहानी लिख के शुरू बता सकूं लोगों को.
So जब आप एक फिल्म देखते हैं या जब आप एक किताब पढ़ते हैं और जब वो खत्म होती है, how do you sort of see its viewing or reading experience? Like कोई फर्क है उसमें?
Every time you read a book and every time you finish it, I think you're not the same person anymore. Because every character, every plot situation kind of makes you think a lot. For me, whenever I finish a book, I don't read anything for at least the next 3-4 days. Because मैं उस एक trance state में रहता हूँ कि भाई क्या हुआ. Even when you watch a really good film, you know how those characters keep coming back to your mind. It's just very similar for me with books. When I read it, I'm thinking about it for a very long period of time. And that period of time is very golden for me because it gives me a lot of ideas. What if this didn't happen like this? A lot of permutation combinations keep happening on my brain. So that is what like reading as an experience is for me.
So what is actually better? क्योंकि कभी जब हम लिटरेचर बुक पढ़ते हैं, कोई भी बुक पढ़ते हैं, तो कहीं ना कहीं जो राइटर है वो हम लोग को अपना ही इमेजिनेशन क्रिएट करने को बोलता है. बट जब हम स्क्रीन में कोई फिल्म देख के खत्म करते हैं, वो एक्चुअली किसी और का इमेजिनेशन है जो उसने अपने स्क्रीन पे लाया है और हमको दिखा रहे हैं वो.
I think it is the same difference between cooking your food and eating it versus a chef is making something for you. I mean, of course, when you're reading a book, like for me, right, if I'm reading a book and there's a character, for some reason my brain will automatically give an actor to its face. Depending upon, like I become like a casting director when I'm reading a book, this person can do it. And for the entirety of the book, I will be imagining that person only as that character. But the only difference in film is that somebody, the director, what I need to think, they've done the thinking for me. I just need to sit and watch it. Of course, watching a film is way easier than reading a book.
Yeah.
Reading a book requires a lot of effort. You need to actually think about it. And every time you get stuck somewhere, you need to take a pause. And then you need to tell yourself, ki bro, wapas, let's go and read it again. Whereas for films, it is not so much. Because everything that you want to know, somebody has thought about it. And actually, not just somebody, a lot of people have thought about it. Even your costumes to, your camera angles, everything, somebody has already thought about it. And it's being like served to you on a platter.
What is it that a film does better that a book doesn't and vice versa?
I think it saves time.
You say pacing.
Because, the editor, the director, they know what they want to show. Even if they shoot the entirety of the book. Like we'll take a very basic example. 2 States, if you have read the book or if you have seen
I've not read
book. It's a good book. It's not that bad. I mean,
okay.
Aside from the popular Readers Club, it's a good book. If you see, the directors have done really good work. Not everybody is going to find the time to read. And it's quite normal. If you're not finding the time to read, you can still consume art, still consume media by watching the film. And the way, even better, if you've seen the first Harry Potter film and you've read the book has lot more content than what the film has. But maybe not everybody has enough time to, actually read it. So even if they see the film, they'll get the gist out of it. And the vice versa, people like me, nerds, who love to, know the nuances of every character. For them, it is like quite easy. If they just pick up a book.
2 books are yet to come.
Mm.
One is A Dream for Spring and Winds of Winter. So Winds of Winter should come out first,
Yeah.
and A Dream for Spring should come out
Mhm.
after that.
I don't think it's coming out.
Yeah, I mean, it's been years now. So I
The
would say
show is done.
the
show is
show is
done.
long done.
And
And the writer himself never thought that it would reach a stage wherein the show would go ahead of
see,
book.
I'm
So yeah.
telling you, he's having fun. He's enjoying his life to his fullest. He does not care about any characters like us.
No, I think
I'm a big
I'm-
Game of Thrones
I'm
buff.
pretty sure he cares about the character, but I think now the expectation is so high that I think it's somewhere gotten into him as well.
I mean,
Like, I do believe that.
the expectations were there. Since season 3, the expectations were there. And
Yeah.
he always came out good. I think he can still do it. He doesn't want to do it.
I hope it does come out and we'll.
Are you a Game of Thrones fan?
Yes, absolutely.
Which is your favorite character?
Tyrion Lannister.
Because he's smart.
Yes, he's
What?
smart, and I don't think he's the most powerful person out there in terms of physical ability.
Physicality, yeah.
He knows how to use his brain to his advantage, and he gets out of the situation. And he's a very relatable character.
Is it?
I think he's a very relatable character. No one looks at him like a hero, like he's going to lead you into warfares and bad. Eventually, even though he does,
I mean,
because but then that is when he's forced to kind of go. He's not built for wars. He should not be doing archery and all that.
he did protect King's Landing
Yes, he did, but
multiple times.
I don't think people associate that with a character like him,
Mhm.
that a dwarf would come out, go into the battlefield and fight. I don't think it is seen like that, and that is why if you look at a lot of historical figures as well,
Mhm.
quite tall figures, you'll see, and they all have these men in their ranks who actually have that physical power. Of course, genes can differ,
Mhm.
from one place to another, but I do believe that he's the shortest character on the show, and everybody else is like a warrior, and he's looked down upon by his own father.
I mean, he killed him. So,
I love the show, and I cannot wait to see how the book rather finishes. I want to see
same.
how different it would be from the show.
I have created my own ending in my brain, and I like to believe that is what's happening.
Okay, let's see. A film cannot replicate how good a book actually is. Do you think that a movie can actually be better than the book it is based on? Or have you come across any?
Dune, for example, the book was very shitty.
Okay.
I read the screenplay also for some reason. It was really bad. But if you see what they've done,
Okay.
it's too good. I mean, see, what is the point of comparing art? मछली को पूछोगे पेट पे चढ़ने के लिए,
No.
तो फिर क्यों कंपेयर करना ना आर्ट को? आई थिंक दिस इज आइडिया ऑफ प्योरिस्ट जो सिर्फ बुक पढ़ते हैं, उनको बोलना है कि भाई बुक अलग है यार, बुक बहुत अच्छी है.
Okay.
ये तुम लोग सिर्फ 3 घंटे मूवीज देख के देते, तुम लोग क्या पता आर्ट. तो सेम थिंग विद द फिल्म पीपल. तुम लोग क्या पता सिनेमाटोग्राफी, यू डोंट नो एनीथिंग अबाउट एडिटिंग, यू डोंट नो एनीथिंग साउंड. ये दोनों प्योरिस्ट हैं जो झगड़ा करते हैं. आई थिंक स्मार्ट पीपल शुड एंजॉय बोथ
I see.
विदाउट जजिंग द अदर.
Okay. So it's unfair to me.
It is unfair. It is absolutely unfair to compare anything of two different separate art forms.
The other thing is you've taken a degree in film and television. How was the experience?
The degree itself,
Yeah, I mean I think it's a 3-year degree, right?
it was very fun with
Okay.
a lot of people around, but I don't think it was that worth it to. I mean, I could still learn all of it without getting a degree, but of course, I had a lot of fun. A lot of people behind the cam today also are like my seniors and my juniors.
Is there anything that a film school can actually teach you that a film set cannot?
It can be the opposite. A set can teach you a lot of stuff that a film school won't.
Okay.
But I don't think it's the same.
But कभी-कभी ऐसा होता है ना कि someone's first film becomes their last because of how bad it is. Correct?
Are you pointing at someone?
It happens, right? So what I'm trying to say is जब हम फिल्म स्कूल वगैरह में जाते हैं
Mm-hmm.
तो वो हमें बोलते हैं कि चलो ठीक है डिप्लोमा फिल्म एक बना लो या एक एड फिल्म बना लो, एक पीएसए शूट कर लो या एक डॉक्यूमेंट्री बना लो, कुछ ऐसा दे देते हैं. And over there at least you don't have the pressure to fail. Like the cost of failing is not that huge compared to when you get the project and then you screw up और उसका नाम भी खराब हो जाए और कोई आगे काम ना दे.
Yeah, I think if you don't go to a film school, or even if you go to a film school, it's not like the day you graduate.
Yeah.
Some producer is out there, with a certificate. Ki ye lo bhai, 10 crore banao film. I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think you can ever be at a stage of life where you're the head of some department without actually having to work.
Yeah.
So I don't think वो ऐसे directly कुछ होगा. Filmmaking का film school का फायदा इतना है, I think, कि
Very.
you get a lot of scope for screwing up.
Yeah.
Before you are actually on set, you at least know, what a TCR is.
Okay.
You have some idea. Even though 90% of it you're going to learn there and
Yeah.
possibly unlearn a lot of stuff and relearn it.
Relearn, yeah.
But then again, you would have like एक structure तो होता है ना कि क्या कर सकता हूँ. Like first time I went on a
Yeah.
advertisement set, I had no idea. To my school's defense, if I was in first year and they had taught us nothing as of that moment. But the first time I went on set, I had no idea what's happening. I had no idea who an art director is. And for that example, I was a intern AD. I did not know myself what I was going to do. I thought intern AD, assistant director, that I'm going to sit with the director and tell him what shot is good. But it doesn't work out like that. I was just to make sure that actors are coming on set on time. The whole day I was just standing in front of the vanity. So the thing is, this humbling experience, no film school can give you. Because the first day I went to a film school, all my friends, we used to think we are Nolan already. Like, हमको सब आता है, चलो कुछ लिखते हैं, कुछ बनाते हैं. But then we got humbled really quick.
Yeah.
So I think both of it is very important. But if you're not in a film school, it's fine. It's fine. Save your money, go to a set. Because you're not going to be paid that early.
That is true.
Yeah. So might as well use that money, reimbursing yourself.
Who are the filmmakers you really like to watch?
I mean, I have very generic answers to this.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Christopher Nolan,
Okay.
Imtiaz Ali, all contemporaries. If we go little to the retro side, Gurudutt. I think Gurudutt I can call my favorite. Because I think there was some kind of destructive tendency that I'm always drawn to in artists.
Okay.
So maybe because of that and Pyasa
Okay.
and the other film, maybe because of
Kaagaz
that.
Ke Phool
Kaagaz Ke Phool is like,
is there. I think there are a few others that he made.
yeah. Very self-destructive.
For people, who are just starting out, who are the filmmakers they should absolutely watch?
I think they should watch Satyajit Ray.
They should watch Satyajit Ray.
I think, but again, I'm not gonna be, like a film school teacher and that watch only art cinema. I think
Like, you would not tell them to start with, say, a Citizen Kane.
no, because I couldn't finish Citizen Kane for the first time. I found it so boring. But then, of course, I saw it and then I realized this is a good film.
Okay.
I'm the stupid one. If I'm gonna go and tell a kid that go watch Tarkovsky, they're not gonna understand anything about it. Firstly, the art has to be fun to them.
Okay.
जो fun नहीं उसको मत करो. Let them go and watch whatever they like. Contemporary cinema देखना तो चलेगा. जिधर उनको थोड़ा depth लगता है कि हाँ यहाँ depth लग रहा है. Let them figure it out.
Okay.
Because for me it didn't work out. My professor told me इनको देख. I didn't like all of them. But then eventually when I started watching what I really liked, like I started with Imtiaz Ali,
Okay.
even for that matter Anurag Basu and Anurag Kashyap, when I figured that this is their cinema and when they told me, bro, watch this, that is when I actually was drawn to those kind of cinema, Shawshank Redemption and all of that, Like, if somebody told me to saw it when I was a kid, I would have said, bro, I don't want to be a cinephile. ये art तुम्हारे तक ही रखो. I think force करने की जरूरत नहीं होनी चाहिए. जिसको जो पसंद देखो. As long as you're having fun with it.
Interesting.
Very different, no?
Yeah, I would say so because हमें भी पहले तो यही बोला गया था. कोई भी मैं फिल्म मेकिंग या फिल्म अप्रिसिएशन वर्कशॉप में भी चला जाऊं, पहला चीज
Citizen Kane.
not Citizen Kane, I would say even before previous सीधा Battleship Potemkin से स्टार्ट करते थे.
Lawrence of Arabia.
या सर्गे आइजनस्टाइन, उन्होंने मुमताज, वो फास्ट इंटरकट्स जो स्टार्ट किए थे, लोग वहां से स्टार्ट होते हैं and they would start there and then later on they would suggest you to watch other films. So it really starts from almost the beginning, I would say.
Again, as we were talking about that, ये art अच्छा है, वो art अच्छा है, art subjective है.
Art is art. I don't think it is subjective. I think
Like
लोगों
it's
का
subjective.
एक perspective है कि if this is art in the sense वो अपने आप को question कर रहे हैं कि ये शायद progressive नहीं है या ये regressive उनको लग रहा है. So I think उस वजह से उसको question करते हैं. I don't necessarily think art, मुझे लगता है कि art is art. उसका रीच कितना वाइड है, उसका कल्चरल जो इम्पैक्ट है वो कितना वाइड है, दैट इज अ वेरी डिफरेंट थिंग.
Interesting.
मुझे ऐसा लगता है.
I mean,
मुझे लगता है आर्ट आर्ट ही है, और बस आई थिंक
Basic-
व्यूअर्स के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है कि इफ इट, और अदर उस आर्ट के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है कि उसका कितनी वाइडर अपील है. मुझे ऐसा लगता है. एट द एंड ऑफ द डे इट इज अ सेल्फ एक्सप्रेशन, और वेदर इट इज अ फॉर्म ऑफ पेंटिंग, पोएट्री, शायरी, बुक, उसने उस अंदाज में मुझे लगता है लिख दिया है. और कुछ लोगों को शायद उसके जो इमोशंस है वो बहुत आसानी से समझ में आ जाते हैं, और कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि नहीं समझ आते.
नहीं समझ में आता है.
एक बहुत ही नीश ऑडियंस होती है जिसको समझ में आती है, एंड दैट इज व्हाई आई थिंक पीपल से ओ दिस इज गुड आर्ट, दिस इज बैड आर्ट, और फिर वो शायद टेस्ट सब्जेक्टिव हो जाता है कहीं ना कहीं, मुझे ऐसा लगता है.
What I am against is,
Yeah.
saying कि भाई ये niche art है,
Yeah.
ये सिर्फ मेरे तक रहेगा. I think this has ruined a lot for artists like us, musicians को देख लो for example. Lot of times this happens even with me. मैं भी करता हूँ कभी कभी. I find some good artists, उनका म्यूजिक अच्छा लगता है, मैं नहीं करता शेयर कि भाई फेमस हो जाएगा, then he has to create this sort of music only. But then I think that is hurting the art scene, no?
Are you from Mumbai? Were you born and raised here?
I was born and raised here, but I've also been in Varanasi for some time. I've also been around Chandigarh for a while, but majorly for that matter I've been here only.
There are many people who want to come to Mumbai. बहुतों को फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में काम करना है. They all want to come here. I'm sure you've observed a lot of it as an insider, and you've also seen life of an outsider. कैसा रिश्ता है मुंबई के साथ? What do you feel about Mumbai?
I mean, I don't feel good today because it's raining and BMC has not done its work. Not today. But on a normal day, if you'd ask me, I like the city.
Okay.
Aside from the EQI and a lot of stuff, the city is good. But I have a lot of friends who are in my film school that came from outside the city, and for them it's hard. I think people who already have a house here, who don't have to pay rent every month, I think they are running on autopilot like me. I can afford to not do anything and chill for a month because I live with my parents. I have that certain age. No one's gonna question me. But for an outsider, they have to sustain here, and then they might not have the choice. Like sometimes I also get called up for a shoot.
Okay.
And I'm not feeling up for it. I'm like, okay, I'm not coming. I'm busy somewhere here and there. And I'm not doing nothing. I might be just going out chilling with my friends. But my friends who are from outside, they gotta pay rent. So they don't have the choice. They can't choose. This is art. They have to pay. So they'll eventually do anything. So I think for an insider, somebody who's from Bombay, it is very different. It is easy for them as compared to somebody who's just come. Eventually, the city does accept you if you find your people.
If there is a message that you'd like to give to people, who are migrants in the city or who want to come over here and work in the industry, what would it be?
I think nowadays you don't need to create if you are in Bombay, not just because you're in Bombay. I think globalization has hit everywhere now. Everybody has a phone. If you really want to create, you can create anywhere. I sound like my teacher, but
I understand कि create तो हम कहीं पे भी बैठ कर सकते हैं. I think there are content creators in every part of our country. I don't think that I mean, I think the kind of web explosion that happened a few years ago, internet became cheaper and all that, और Instagram आने के बाद से I think reel creators,
everybody is a
creators सब
creator.
बढ़ गए. But at the end of the day, if you want to work in the movie industry, then you have to come here, right?
I would be the last person to give any advice because born and brought up here, very privileged. So if I could say something from my experiences, that learn the intricacies of the art, have some basic knowledge, and then come, because one will be very hard, and you don't want to be disheartened while you are at it. Because I've seen people really start hating the art because how the commercial aspect of it is. They come with a lot of hopes and everything, but when they can't sustain it, they leave and they get very spiteful. I think I would say, learn the art and have some idea about it and then come. That's, I think, my advice. I'm no one to give any advice on this specific matter.
But what are the challenges from people that you've seen in and around yourself? I mean, in your circle who are not from here, what are the challenges they face? Like, is it just related to art, or sometimes it is more than just that? Sometimes if you're here because this is an aspirational place, it's ambition, it's dream, but life is not just about those things, right? It's more than that. So do you come across people who eventually start feeling very lonely?
I've met people like that. I've been friends with people like that. I had a friend who had come from Gangtok, and he's a very good artist. He writes very beautiful. He's got a Substack with, I think, 25,000 people reading his Substack every week.
Okay.
So he's a really good artist. But when he came and he joined our college, he couldn't find that solace. Like, he couldn't connect with the city. He felt everything was, too fast for him.
Chaotic.
It was too chaotic for him.
Which I think it is.
I mean, you did also come out from
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
You would know it better than me. I mean, I've gotten used to it. That guy did not, and then he did not find himself in a great place, even mentally. So he thought of it that he's gonna complete his degree and he's gonna move back, and that's what he did eventually.
I think something I read very wonderful was local people of Mumbai, in spite of the challenges, they want to live in Mumbai. And for an outsider, for a migrant, I think they love Mumbai because of its challenges. I think they've grown to love that. And maybe they'd never had a choice. But eventually, yes, if ambition is the only thing and that is the reason why you're coming here, then at times it can make you really feel out of place, a bit lonely, because you don't know the language here, the local language. You don't know the people. So it can sometimes be a huge culture shock as well in so many ways. It's nice. It's a liberating place. Make no mistake. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're far from home.
If you really want to do it for the passion of it, for the fun of it, and you can in a way sustain, like, with your heart and with your brain at the same spot. If you can do it, I think it'll sustain you.
Now tell me something. What fascinates you the most about filmmaking? Is it writing? Is it direction? Is it cinematography? What is it that fascinates you the most? Acting?
Control. What I really like about filmmaking is that you really can create a world. I think I'm pointing towards direction.
Okay.
Because I really have most of my fun while I'm directing.
Okay.
Because everything's, call me narcissistic, but everything is according to me. The light is according to me. The characters are speaking what I want them to speak. And I find that very fun. Again, for me, it is very fun for me. So I think direction is something where I, and there's a direction का मतलब ये है ना, रास्ता दिखाने वाला काम है. You're not technically doing anything.
Yeah, correct.
All your production work is being done by your ADs. All your shooting work, technical shooting work is done by the cam team. You're just kind of there telling everybody what to do. It's like a small dictatorship, but creatively. I might not be using the most liberating words, but I find it very fun. I find very fun to have that control, to not just direct people, but to like have people fulfill your idea of what you've thought. Maybe that. I find that very intriguing.
So you enjoy direction the most?
Yeah.
Alfred Hitchcock once said that, you need a good script to really make a good film. It cannot be the other way around.
No, it's a backbone of film. No.
Yeah.
You cannot just write any crap and expect it to be good, even if you get the best technicians. Even if you get Anil Mehta as your DOP, and you get Imtiaz to direct it. But at the core of it, if the story is bad, then nothing is going to come out of it. And I really believe it.
And do you think that is one of the reasons why the films are not doing well these days?
Yeah. I think there's a big difference between the people who are making films and people who are watching films. For example, these films are being written in places where people from our side, people who live the daily life, are not in those rooms. So it's not relatable to us anymore.
Okay.
I mean, if you see a lot of examples, Dil Dhadakne Do, those films are fun. They're not relatable. You would like to watch those films, but eventually at some point when it stops being remotely relatable, audience will not find themselves in those theater seats. And people who are writing these films may, I don't know if they know this, because eventually all of us are coming from the same place, but the kind of cinema that is coming out, and I'm borrowing the words of अनुराग कश्यप, जहाँ पे ये फिल्म्स लिख रहे हैं वहाँ पे हमारे वाले लोग ही नहीं है. उनको पता ही नहीं कि हम लोग क्या फील कर रहे हैं. Then what they are writing, they might really enjoy.
Many a times I've recently मैंने जितना भी देखा है कुछ साल में, people tend to blame expensive ticket prices. Do you think that is also one of the reasons?
I don't know. I go to Gold Cinema for 200 rupees. So I don't. I think in a way.
नहीं, क्योंकि multiplexes में no doubt that the prices of the tickets have actually gone high.
Is it?
Yes. I mean, if you look at it, Pushpa 2 and Dhurandhar 2, they both have similar footfalls. But एक का business हिंदी version में जहाँ तक बात करें is somewhere around 750 crores के बीच में है, और दूसरे का 1000 के ऊपर जा चुका है, और पुष्पा 2 2024 की फिल्म है, and this is 2 years later that we are talking. Similar footfalls, but the business is over 300 crores higher.
I think if you're making good cinema and you're charging reasonable for it, people will not complain. I mean, everything is expensive around cinema.
So you'd say that the film that comes out is really average these days, and people know where to spend their money basically.
Yeah.
Where they have to kind of shell out more. If there is an Avatar coming out, they will spend that extra money to watch it because they know that.
I mean, eventually everybody did go to Oppenheimer, right?
Yeah.
Even Odyssey is coming.
The Odyssey.
Yeah. I have all my friends, we are also excited to go. We are not thinking about, ki bro, it is that expensive. Because we know that we want to have a lifetime experience. But at the same time, I do understand. You cannot be making Golmaal and expecting people to pay $1,000 over it.
Yeah.
So
the Odyssey, the tickets are quite expensive.
It's quite expensive. Even I bought it for $1,500. So, but I'm gonna watch it in IMAX. So
okay,
hopefully it's gonna be good.
What can we do to empower writers, or what should be done to empower writers? क्योंकि अगर स्क्रिप्ट ही गंदी है, if you're saying that people are not coming into the theater because the work is mediocre, so what can we do to ensure that the writing is good? Because clearly you're not empowering writers.
To empower writers, before they become writers, we need to, set a stage in a society where we can tell people to pursue arts. How will new stories come on the platform when people write it? How many people are writing these days? That is the first issue. The statistics of people who are writing are very less. And especially in a city like Bombay where everything is running so fast, you will not find a lot of writers. You're not having Gulzars and Javed Saab coming in nowadays,
Yeah.
Not as much as it used to be.
Juhi Chaturvedi would be one.
Yeah.
People who work with Raju Hirani, I believe. Some of them. Abhijat Joshi, I believe, is another one.
Firstly, we need to set a stage for writers to actually, even like, for example, for me, I like to write, but I would not pursue it because I know it's not paying me.
Okay.
I love to write, but I am only writing when I know that I'm going to be directing this. If somebody comes and tells me, bro, can you write me a film? And it's going to take 3 months of my life, I'm not going to be paid anything. So I'll deny it. We need to encourage writing and not just encourage in like, हाँ लिख bro. In a way that we also kind of,
So जैसे वेस्ट में ऐसा हुआ था कि लोग स्ट्राइक पे चले गए. And it was for months. Right. But something like that did not happen in India.
I have a theory on this.
Yeah.
Like, I might not be right. Have you heard the word conformist?
I don't know.
Bhed chal.
Okay.
Okay, that is conformism. I think again, maybe it's just me, but I feel like most of our issues now, even filmmaking issues, are stemming from society itself. I cannot question even my college's watchmen,
Okay.
I would be pulled aside, ki, get out. I cannot question them.
Okay.
And that is a general trend across because we're all conformist. And since we're all conformist, it shows. कि भाई सामने वाला नहीं कर रहा मैं क्यों करूं? Writers, they are the only ones that have like a screenwriting association. Directors, assistant directors, they don't even have it.
No, but then they are members of CINTA and all that, right? I mean, SW is there for screenwriters.
Right.
But what I'm trying to say is that even if a film is successful, let's just say वो second week में, you can clearly see that people are loving the film. It is performing, it's trending better than normal. Even then, you don't see them getting paid well.
As audiences, you and me, we are so happy to go to a Christopher Nolan film. But we might not care to know, who wrote the specific Indian film until somebody feeds it to us. We don't want to take out the effort to Google the person who's written it or to go and DM them ki bro bahut अच्छा आपने लिखा.
Okay.
we will do the same thing to artists from outside our country. But people who are doing good work here, we might not praise. How many of us know Aarti Bajaj?
Okay.
She's an editor.
Yeah.
She's edited so many beautiful films. We don't know her. We are more interested in their artwork. And यहाँ पे हम लोग वो same चीज same aura नहीं दिखाना चाहते हैं. I think that is our fault. And I think filmmaking kids, at least हम लोग, we to still know a little bit. But people who have no idea, they only see star culture. Yo, he's the actor, this is the actress. The technical side of it is being neglected.
But don't you think that, okay, ठीक है, audience को नहीं मालूम, but producers know, right? Their effort.
The person with even the most silliest of power, even if somebody is producing an ad, you're not gonna get your payment for 45 days. सबको दिख रहा है, but बोलता कोई नहीं है.
Okay.
Right, the moment you go and you yell at someone ki bro 45 days payments are not coming through, you're gonna be kicked out because there are so many people here. You're easily replaceable.
Okay.
You went through a lot of consideration. अच्छा ठीक है नहीं चाहिए, ठीक है I'll get somebody else. That is the issue. Saturated it is.
What do you enjoy more these days? Like film में देखने में ज़्यादा मजा आता है या long form content, OTT shows? What do you think is better to watch these days?
I would definitely like to watch film, but if I'm watching something
But
like,
on an average, how many films you are actually liking coming out of India every year and compared to shows?
I think good films are coming out. We need to figure out which ones we need to go to the theater and see. Like मैं वापस आऊँगा. I think the newest film of Imtiaz Ali. I think it was a very beautiful film. And you know what we're gonna do? 5 years down the line, we're gonna call it a masterpiece.
How do you see OTT?
I enjoy it.
You enjoy it?
Yeah, I'm all in for OTT. You're not always in the mood to go to a theater. Sometimes you wanna sit in your blanket and simply watch some British cinema. Like for me, I love watching Afterlife. I don't want to go to a cinema to watch it. It's something very intimate for me. I want to do it alone with myself.
But do you think OTT should only be restricted to shows, or there should be original films that should come out on the OTT platforms?
I don't see why there should be a need for any film to come out just on OTT. I mean, you can show it in theater, then put it on OTT. What is the need?
Yeah, but then OTT originals are coming out, right? The joy of watching a film, in theater is very different.
very
With
different.
a lot of people.
Yeah.
If you've gone alone, then you don't know anyone else.
No, I do go with a lot of.
I mean, no. I mean, you don't know the person, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you go all alone, all by yourself, you don't know anyone else.
Yeah.
But you still, laugh together, clap together.
Right.
Sometimes, if a familiar song is playing, you sort of start
humming together.
You start humming along as well. That happens. And that joy, I don't think it can be replaced by watching a film on a mobile phone.
True. Agreed.
If only TV shows are coming, or rather web series is coming on OTT platforms, I don't know if I'd like to see a lot of original films coming out. I'd like to see original films at theaters only.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I mean, that's the same reason why you're having so many re-releases, I think the other week only they re-released Jab We Met.
Yeah.
People are going, enjoying themselves. That is because people want to come together. Jab We Met to YouTube pe available hai na. You can watch it.
I didn't know that. I think it's on Netflix.
No, it is available on YouTube.
Okay, so
most of those kind of films are available. But people still go to the theater, they pay and they watch it because the experience is worth it. So I think there's no need for original OTT films. I would go even further. I would like to see episodes being screened.
Okay.
Like, would you not like to see Game of Thrones on the big screen?
Well, a movie is coming out, so we'll see.
Yeah, so
Aegon's Conquest, I think it is.
yeah.
So that's coming out.
I had no idea what
it is coming out. That'll be the first. What I love about OTT shows is this, that they don't have this censorship related issues which you can face on television. Right. So that's what I love about OTT platforms, that, okay, you can go as hard as you possibly can. Obviously, they have a self-regulatory thing, self-censorship, I should say. But I don't think they go through the censor board. So it does make it a little bit better. Variety of topics that can be covered or themes that can be covered is actually quite wide and huge.
True. But like sometimes I also feel the need for opposite, because if you're going to a theater,
yeah,
you're a show, like you're 18 plus, you're going for an A+ film.
Yeah.
But घर पे कोई भी देख सकता है ना. So I think there has to be a little more. I'm not in for any kind of censorship. I would like for censor board to not exist. rate it, don't cut anything out of it. You can't rate it and you can
Yeah, that is something even I would prefer.
yeah,
Just
rate
rate
it.
and yeah,
Obsession, have you heard
Yeah.
recently? It's a beautiful film.
but they've cut.
They cut one of the main sequences, and then I had to. I'm sorry, the cinema gods. I had to pirate it because I wanted to see what's in it.
What they've cut.
So there's a gore sequence where somebody is smashing someone's head. In the film, when I saw it in the theater, it's just a very abrupt cut because even the director would not have figured out, no, कि ऐसा cut मारने वाली Indians sir would. So it was very awkward. Like when I was watching it, I thought, कि is this a joke or something has happened? Is this reel cut गया क्या पीछे? Something has happened. What? Then I realized it's all a UFO system. You can't actually cut anything. And then when I came on the internet, I realized, oh, they have cut something, and they've done, I think, all of this quite a lot.
I think there's a 30-40 second cut in total.
Hmm.
This is what I think. I read it somewhere.
If you see Dhurandhar on Indian Netflix, and if you see Dhurandhar while putting a VPN of some other country, even on OTT there's a cut. So who are these people making the call?
I mean, it happened with Masan also. Yes,
Yeah.
when Masan came out on Hotstar, they did cut some of the
What did
portions
they
out.
cut?
Well, it's a commentary on caste and all that, right? So they cut something out over there as well.
That is why I don't like.
And I think that happened with his follow-up movie Homebound as well. It went
Yeah,
certain
homebound.
yeah.
Got to know. Again, see, this is all radical approaches. Cut things out. I mean, they cut Oppenheimer's, a lot of
Yeah.
places. They replace dialogues from Wakanda Forever. This is very authoritarian, I believe, and I do not like that.
Okay.
Uh,
Agreed.
yeah, this is very authoritarian for you to take a call for everybody's before you can ask them. Test screening करवा लो maybe, if you feel something is really gory and it can hurt something. They don't even test.
I don't think that it should be that way either, especially with gore and violence. I can understand if a cinema is extremely, when it comes to free speech and everything, I think it is their expression, and I think and it should be allowed to exist, without any cuts. Obviously, if it's asking for violence against someone, then I can understand. But
Let's say, for example, Animal had even more misogynistic scenes. Would you like it?
well, I've not seen the film, thankfully.
I think Kabir Singh.
Yes, I've seen that. Yeah.
So what are the more misogynistic scenes in it?
No, I didn't like the film, to be honest with you. I didn't like the film. And yeah, that's my opinion on it. I don't think, even there, I don't think, cuts were needed.
Yeah.
I'm fine without cuts. I just think that you should not, ask for violence and all that.
I was trying to set you up. No, there should be cut. Then I would say, you're a hypocrite, but thank you.
We've already spoken about, the state of writers in the country, movies not doing well. Where do you think the Hindi film industry is in today's date? Is it as bad as how people are making it look like?
When you say Hindi cinema, you're specifically talking about Bollywood.
Yeah, correct.
I think in that case scenario, it's not that good as it was. Again, I wasn't there to actually know, but the way I've been described by people who were working at that point in time, I think it has deteriorated a little. But I think there are still
Hope.
new filmmakers coming in
Okay.
once in a while, because audiences now are getting better. But
Why has it not reflected, in the footfalls in theaters? Because the only film that I can really think of, that really did well was 12th Fail.
Hmm.
Apart from that, whatever has come out has just not worked. And films that are made on a budget that is similar to that either have received a lot of support from political parties. There's the opposition, that is bashing the film and ensuring that it stays in news, and that is how it ends up making a lot of money. I'm not saying that it would not have done well,
Mhm.
but I do believe that they've definitely pushed
Yeah,
the numbers of the film.
a lot
Or
of
different
propaganda
height.
has been pushed.
People are now much more, are much smarter. But why, the theater is empty even when the film is good. Say for instance, Main Wapis Aunga currently sits at only 23 CR
Yeah,
after 2 weeks. I mean, I've seen Amir Khan being very upset that movie, once the theatrical run is over, it's barely 3 or 4 weeks later that the movie comes out
Mhm.
on the OTT platforms. Do you think that is also one of the reasons why people have sort of stayed home and like, it's okay, I don't know if it's going to be good or not. Let's not spend the money over there.
Right.
A 200 rupee subscription will do the job for me after 4 weeks.
True. I think that's absolutely true because when we were kids, if some good film had come out and you had to wait out for like maybe 6-7 months for its broadcast release, you wouldn't know if it's gonna be on Setmax, it's gonna be on Star Plus. You don't know.
Yeah.
And you'd wait it out, and then you would be like, I remember, for example, Krish, when it came out.
Okay.
I had to wait for a very long time for it to come on TV. And because of that, I told my dad to take me to the theater because pata nahi kab aayegi. But of course, not people nowadays, of course, they know, bro. Maybe 2 weeks, 4 weeks down the line, it's gonna be there.
And what are the TV shows you've loved?
I am really into British films.
Okay.
Sherlock,
Okay.
Benedict Cumberbatch's
Yeah,
Sherlock.
I've seen it.
Fleabag, have you seen?
No, I mean, I've seen.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge's Fleabag.
No, Filmmaker I've not seen.
So basically,
Sherlock I've seen.
Sherlock
Sherlock
you must have loved.
Yeah.
Basically, Phoebe Waller-Bridge is the writer herself,
Yeah,
and
Fleabag.
she's that.
I know that, yeah.
So even that I really liked. Ricky Gervais's Afterlife. It's on Netflix. It's pretty beautiful. It deals with like grief,
Yeah.
for a matter. And then
Man whose wife is dead.
yeah,
He wants to kill himself.
Yeah.
Like that.
I'm more leaning into films, but these are a few that I really like. Which ones do you like?
I think the first one has to be Game of Thrones. I really love that a lot.
Okay.
I love that a lot. I think Friends is another one that I like. But that's very different because one is a very intense thing and the other one is laid back
kind of thing.
sitcom.
Sitcom.
Yeah. The mini series, limited series, I would say. Normal People is a really good one.
Okay. What is it about though?
It's a coming of age show about two teenagers, who fall in love.
Yeah.
It is about them. And it's about loss. It's about grief. It's based on a book. Not
Okay.
wrong.
Let's see.
So I think I think everyone should watch that. I just think everyone should watch it.
I will.
It is so good. Yeah.
And in films, which ones do you like? Give me your top 4.
My top 4 would be Braveheart, directed by Mel Gibson. Second one would be Schindler's List.
I know you're a big fan of
Spielberg. Yeah. So Schindler's List would be second. Those have to be the top 2. Godfather would be 3.
Godfather 1.
Yeah, the first one. Yeah,
First.
Godfather. Yeah, I really love that. So yeah, that would be my top 3. I don't know about top 4, but yeah, I would say these 3. Like
Pretty good.
everybody should watch.
Pretty good. My number 1 would be Shawshank Redemption. Tell me you've seen it.
Yes, of course I've seen it.
I love it.
Of course I've seen it. इसका बहुत अच्छा version है हिंदी में.
Seriously?
Yeah.
There's a version. I feel
I just said अच्छा.
there's sarcasm.
Yeah, it's not good. So it's Gupt. I think Bobby Deol was the lead actor in it, and I think Kajol is there, and there's another actress. So yeah, I mean it's not.
Where is an actress in?
But
where is an actress in Shawshank?
It's not there. But then they've lifted certain ideas from there. Like opening up the washroom, this thing, and going through that and all that. Yeah.
I really liked 7.
7 years. So David Fincher is
of course.
a wonderful director. Yeah.
Dune I really liked.
Dune
was pretty good. Maybe because I saw both of it in theater like 5.
Is there a specific genre that you like?
Yeah.
Which one?
I like thriller a lot.
Thriller.
I find philosophical films something that I relate to a lot. That's why I like Mira Nair films.
Okay.
The Namesake.
The Namesake.
The Namesake was very good. Salam Bombay, I think it's just famous. I did not really like it that much.
Okay.
Like it was good, but not that much as it's great. Which ones are your like favorite filmmakers?
Spielberg is top of that tree. Nowadays, I like Guillermo del Toro's work a lot.
Okay.
He did The Shape of Water, if you've seen. And recently Frankenstein came out. I really love that.
Yeah, it was a good film.
Pinocchio on Netflix.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
The pacing was a little off.
I really love the film. I love the film.
I love the film too. I just felt the pacing was a little off.
No, I liked it. I like the film. I was able to connect with it. I loved it.
But how did you like Michael?
I did not like Michael.
I knew. That's why I asked.
I did not like Michael, and I know. A lot of us went together to watch it,
Mm.
and they all loved it. Because it felt like it's like a concert. It's all
Mhm.
wonderful. They didn't know the man, and they got to know who this person was and how big he was.
Mhm.
But for me, I want to meet the person, right? I know that if there is a legend out there, whoever it may be, you could make a film on a tennis player, you could make a film on a boxer, you could make a film on a musician or an actor who's achieved a lot. But behind that also, there's a story. Behind the glitz and glamour, there's a story, right? And you would like to know, what made him,
Him.
how he used to think, what was his,
You
weaknesses.
did you feel there was like lack of depth?
Yes, there was a lack of depth in the film.
I mean, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I mean, I see human beings as complex figures, and I would like to know them a little bit more. Like it's like up close and personal.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was just missing, and I felt that it was a very sanitized film. Very sanitized film.
There was no black areas, no gray areas.
I mean, it was just there to. I really don't know. I really don't know why they made it. I mean, recently a documentary came out on Netflix. Rafa Nadal, a tennis player,
Of course.
and it shows his inner. I mean, obviously he achieved a lot in the sport. He won 22 Grand Slams, and which is second only to Novak Djokovic.
Mhm.
He's won 24. Nadal retired with 22. Federer retired with 20. So he's the second highest. And when he won his first Grand Slam, after that, doctors told him, don't play tennis again. He went on to play and won 21 more Grand Slams. And after a point, his body just broke down completely and he could not continue thereafter. So it shows you, it gives you a glimpse, of his personal life, what he's going through as an athlete
Mhm.
to be out there, his preparation, everything, it gives you, it tells you about. But Michael does not give you that, unfortunately. You know what he's done, what he's achieved, but I'm pretty sure there's more to.
There's more to him than just his achievements. Agreed. I was gonna go watch it, but fine. Thank you.
No, you can watch it when it comes on OTT.
Yeah. That's what I've been waiting for. Maybe that is what answers my question.
And if it is out there, you can still go and watch. I mean, it's okay.
I mean, it is still out there, but I mean, I haven't heard great reviews. I'm gonna watch it.
Well, it's made a lot of money. I mean, it's up to 950 million
I mean,
worldwide.
a lot of films make money. They don't have to be nice.
Well, it happens. Okay, Kabir, I have a few rapid fire questions for you.
Fire ahead.
One filmmaker you admire.
Imtiaz Ali,
One writer you admire.
Premchand,
One film you wish you had made.
Jurassic Park.
And a book everyone should read.
I
can't
can't
think of
think of any book like that.
any non-fiction book.
Read Game of Thrones, dude. I don't know if you can.
And a poem everyone should read.
There's a poem called Bete Se by Ashfaq Ahmed.
Okay.
Should read that.
Theater or OTT.
Theater.
Gulzar or Javed Akhtar.
Gulzar. Hard choice.
One filmmaker who should make more movies.
Anurag Basu. I would like to see him do more genres.
And one guilty pleasure film.
Ye Jawani Hai Diwani, I've seen it 100 times. I'll still watch it.
And lastly, one word to describe Indian cinema today.
Madhouse. Something is happening. I don't know what's happening. Kuch to ho raha hai.
Okay. Thank you so much, Kabir, for joining us, and hope to see you soon.
Thank you for having me. It was मजा आया काफी बात करके. And thank you guys. Thank you everyone.